Hello, and welcome to another episode of Altar to Empire. Thanks for being here with me. I just want to say thank you and share a minute of gratitude with all of you who listen, because I appreciate that you take your time out of your day to be here with me. Today, I want to really jump into the idea of magic and what magic truly is. Okay, so the idea of, we have this kind of ideological concept of magic, right? We cast the spells, we do the rituals, we have the ceremonies. And I want to talk about what's deeper, the deeper layer of that, okay? What are we actually working with, okay? You're working with the subconscious, but even more so, you are working with your ability to connect to existence itself. And when you connect to the existence that you are, when you work with your own magic, right? It's not necessarily about the external components of the ritual or the spell or the ceremony. It's always how those things are just reflections of that beautiful magic within you, right? So none of it's needed, none of the bobs and bits, right? Because the reality is magic is your existence. You are literally using your own existence to create. That is what's happening when you are doing anything related to magic or the ancient wisdom or the ways of the kind of the mystics and the oracles and the seers, right? They use different levels of divination, and that's the same thing. Divination is also a level of magic, right? You are literally using different things to help you interpret existence, the unseen, the unknown, okay? And so while those things might be tangible, what you are actually demonstrating is intangible in itself. You are literally God in that moment. Not not the distorted version of God, not the one that's like all ruling, makes everyone feel bad about themselves because they're never enough. That's not the God. Okay, this is literally just source, love, and just existence itself. Okay, it's just the energy, the web of energy that exists within everything. Okay, it exists within the walls of your home. It exists within the cells of your body. Okay, it exists everywhere. That is what the divine truly is. That is what God truly is, at least from my perspective. Okay, that has been my experience. The point of all of this is really helping you understand that when you are building a business, you are working with creation itself, right? You're working with existence itself. You are trying to birth something into this world, okay? You are trying to bring about life itself, okay? And it can feel daunting and overwhelming sometimes because we have this preconceived idea of what business actually looks like, right? We have, this is what it is, right? We think that it has to be a certain way. And I want you to start dismantling all of that. I am going to challenge you to take one moment and decide to do something today that doesn't make sense in a business sense, okay? That is something that's just been on your heart, that's been sitting there for a while. And you haven't acted on it, you haven't done it because it doesn't make sense in your business, right? But you can feel it calling to you, you can feel it asking you to be seen, okay? I'm going to ask you to follow that today or this week or whenever you're listening to this. Just take a moment, because in those moments, that's where you're going to find the freedom. That's where you're going to find the expansion and the expression that you're truly looking for. Because the reality is that when you understand that you are existence itself, that you are the divine, you don't need to try. You don't need to learn all of these strategies and ways of talking to people. The only thing you need to learn is how to express yourself, how to be true, unique, thoughtful, and considerate. Okay? You need to talk to people as if they're a person. This isn't about creating some kind of illusion. That's a very big misconception. I think we still, as much as we have progressed in the magical world, we still very much feel that maybe magic is an illusion. And magic is not an illusion. Okay? You're not trying to create an illusion. You're actually trying to break it. Right? So many of us crave transparency, okay? Many of us were raised in environments where we were gaslit or where we were told that we were crazy or wrong. And this goes back not just in this lifetime, but centuries. We have been told that we are crazy, that we don't know, that we are insane, right? Women have been trained and treated as if they were a medical condition for centuries, that there was something to be carved out of us and reconciled. And what needs to be reconciled is our understanding of who we really are, okay? You are existence itself. You have the ability to call on the earth. You have the ability to call on the elements. Do you know what kind of freaking power that is? You have to realize that there is so much more to you than just trying. You don't have to try so hard. You really don't. You don't need to find a perfect way to say everything to get people to buy. Yes, of course, maybe, sure, someone out there in the world, maybe that's their perfect, whatever those strategies are. Maybe that worked for them. That's okay. It doesn't mean that all of it's bad and wrong. It just means that you need to rewrite the books of what works for you. What works for you? Are you someone who is like really, really, really expansive? Maybe you're someone who's deeply spiritual. You are just someone looking to expand the minds of the world, right? To expand hearts, to expand and give the world hope again, right? Not that that's your job. It's just a byproduct of you being who you are, okay? But the point is if that is who you actually are, you cannot treat your business as a transaction. You cannot treat your business as something that is a sale and a dollar amount. Because to you, it's not. To you, it's priceless. To you, it is unexplainable. Okay? Right? It is everything that you thought, and your business, what you have created, your modality, all of it. It's coming from you, your lived experience. It's coming from your expansion. Okay? That's not something we are going to put into a box. That's not something we are going to move forward telling you that this is what you need to do in order to make money, okay? The disconnect with most people in their business is that they are literally trying to make money, and that's not the point. I know you want this to support you, right? You want your entire being to support you. But you are focused on the money still. You are still focused on the physical things, which only relates back to the world that you are in fact not believing that you are existence itself. Okay? Every time you use your magic, every time you ask the questions, every time you open up the portal to more of who you are by allowing yourself to just show up as you, people will flock to you. They're going to come in droves because they want to not be defined by money, status, power, all of those things. They do not want to be defined by the external. They want to be defined by the existence that lives within them, right? And you know this because you want this too, okay? So your ideal clients are out there. They're waiting for you to finally just show up as all of who you are. You don't need courses and certifications. You have soul wisdom. You have lived freaking experience. That's what soul wisdom is. Lived experience. And you have lifetimes of it. Lifetimes. This isn't a joke. This isn't an idea. This is real. If you believe in the idea of reincarnation, you believe in the idea that our soul is infinite, then you must also believe that you are as well. Please take some time to really let all of this sink in. Allow yourself to become who you've always been, not someone new. All you're doing is simply removing the masks of what you've been told is right and wrong. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's not about healing. It's not about being better. It's not about being somewhere else. It's every single moment taking the time to strip down one more layer of guilt, shame, scarcity. Those are the limitations that make you feel unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. Because those things are rooted in limitation, and you are not of limitation. You are of existence and expansion, and you are literally the cosmos inside of human form. Your heartbeat is pumping the energy of the cosmos that lives within you. It echoes inside of the vastness that lives within you.